Hey, hey,
Hey guys!
Carnivore family, we are live on board the Icon of the Seas,
Yes,
where we have spent the past 5 days enjoying everything she has to offer. Well, with limits.
yes.
Yeah,
Go back to the chat
uh,
just in case.
all the fun stuff. We certainly haven't enjoyed all of the food that they have here, but we enjoyed all the food that we had.
Right. And just because we're not eating desserts doesn't mean me anyway. I can only speak for myself.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean I'm not thinking about them and wanting to have them.
Yeah, you see them coming out to other tables, or if you're in the buffet, you see all the interesting and nice smelling food that you don't eat anymore.
Right.
But
Right.
we're here to talk to you about our experience in the past 5 days here on Royal Caribbean's Icon of the Seas, the largest cruise ship in the world, and how we were able to maintain our carnivore way of eating.
Right. We're going to talk about the choices that we're making.
Yes,
And
absolutely.
because it's always going to be our choice and how we
Absolutely.
are navigating through those choices. Good, bad, ugly.
Like anything in life, you're always going to have choices, and you can make good choices or bad choices. In previous cruises, we didn't always make the best choices.
Nope.
This cruise,
We are.
we are right on track, doing exactly what we were supposed to do, eating exactly what we're supposed to eat, and feeling great.
Yes.
I
And that
mean,
is my cinnamon tea, even though it has a Starbucks cover. It is not. It's just black tea and cinnamon. So
yeah.
just wanted, just in case you can see that or it says something.
So if you guys see any video glitches or anything like that, we are on board a ship in the middle of the Caribbean, so we're using satellite internet. Not sure how it's going to come through, but we are recording it locally. So if the video's glitchy, if anything like that, we can always upload it again so that you have a better version of what we've got here.
Yes.
So we are on deck 6, outside of the Pearl Cafe, which you can see there in the background. And over on this side, this is the Pearl. This extends from deck 5 below us all the way up to 7, 8. Deck 8, which is
Central.
deck 7 is Central Park, and deck 8 is also the opening for Central Park. Um, this is an amazing ship. She has what has to be the best crew that Royal Caribbean could put together uh, for her inaugural sailing. And
Staff and service
yeah,
has been exemplary.
service has been phenomenal.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So let's get on with what we're here to talk about.
Yeah.
Uh,
That's a quick one.
yeah, talking about, yeah, sorry that we came on early, but ship time, it's now 8 o'clock. I know Eastern time, it's only 7 o'clock. So because of our schedule tonight, we had to bump this up an hour,
Yes.
do it a little bit early because we've got other things going on tonight that we've got to take care of. And believe me, it's been early mornings and late nights ever since we got on this ship.
Yes.
So
He doesn't fare very well with that.
I don't do well when I'm sleep deprived. So the one thing
No matter what time you go to bed.
that's true. The one thing that I'm doing a lot more of this week than I normally do is drinking coffee. Um, drinking a lot of coffee,
I'm having a lot more caffeine than I normally have.
but it's keeping us going because
We
we
need more
got
drinks. So if it's not an alcoholic beverage, which we're trying to limit,
yeah,
we need something.
right. So Saturday embarkation day, we decided to just kind of do it easy because we had all kinds of stuff going on. And we went to the buffet. We went to the buffet for lunch and for dinner.
Yeah.
And we had, whatever they had available. Lunch was incredible. They had this huge seafood spread.
Well, yeah,
They had
I posted.
boiled shrimp. They had crab legs. They had lobster on the buffet. Uh, clams. They had all this food that was perfectly carnivore to eat. No problems with it. There were burger patties. There were steaks. They had filet. So all kinds of food that was available there for us to eat. So we ate there.
Feasted.
Yeah, we feasted,
It was so good.
and then we, for whatever reason, didn't want to go to the dining room the main dining room that night.
It was a sail away.
It's
And
a
so that's why
sail away
we missed it.
party,
Yeah.
and all that kind of
Fireworks
stuff. So
yeah.
yeah, we decided to go back to the buffet for dinner. That was fine. Once again, no problem. Got up day two, went to breakfast, uh, went to the omelet station,
I did not.
and I said, "Hey, can you make me an omelet, just a cheese omelet, and cook it in butter instead of the vegetable oil that they use there at the omelet station?" And they said, "No problem. We'll have to do it in the back. It'll take us a couple of minutes. Here's a little buzzer. Just come up when that goes off, and you can get your omelet." What I did, had an omelet cooked in butter. Beautiful, no problem.
For me, I was looking at the fried eggs. That was up front. And I asked him, how they made them. I said, "Can I get them made with butter?" And he was like, "Yes, absolutely." And he just fried them right up in butter, gave them to me. And I said, "Oh my God, that's awesome. I will ask you for this every morning." I'll
Yep.
be back.
So for anybody that says that you can't remain carnivore while cruising, um, they haven't really tried, because the cruise companies want their passengers to be happy. They want them to be healthy. And so whatever restrictions they have, they do their best to accommodate you. And they've got full 5-star kitchens on these cruise ships, so they can do it.
Right. And it's mainly communication.
Yes.
Christy.
Hey, Christy.
So they ask that the communication part is very important.
Let's see. So we sent an email to Royal Caribbean before the cruise, told them about our dietary restrictions for medical reasons, and they said no problem. They said just communicate it with your waiter, and so that's what we've done. Last week, I believe we showed you these cards that we did. You see, that tell people what we avoid, and then on the other side, what we can include on our food. Okay. And so the first night in the main dining room, we gave one of these to our waiter.
So we gave it to the head waiter.
About 5 minutes later, the head waiter comes over and he starts discussing the way we eat with us and the reasons for it. And he said that he discussed it with us pretty in detail, so that he understood completely, because he was going to take that information and go back to the chefs and relay that directly to them. And he said, "Okay, it's going to take a little bit longer tonight for you to get your meal, but what we'll do is at the end of your meal, if you'll look at the menu for tomorrow and choose what you want to have, then the next day they will make that dish special for us according to our specifications."
They just asked that we pre-ordered before, so we discussed what we can and can't eat, or what we wanted and didn't want, and they commented. They've been giving us a lot of cheese, and so we've had to kind of wean the cheese down.
Right. I've probably eaten more cheese on this cruise than I have in a long time.
Yes.
But let's see here. Let me show this real quick. Christy says that's cool that you got to look ahead like that. So yeah, so we looked at the menu, ordered what we wanted, and basically the offerings that they have, they make some really fancy stuff. We don't we don't normally eat that much fancy stuff at home. We eat steak, and maybe some shrimp or broiled fish or something like that. So that's basically what we've had all week long. Every night it was some sort of beef, whether it was prime rib or it was New York strip. Normally as a Yeah, tonight it was flank steak. Normally as an appetizer, they have shrimp of some kind. So we've had essentially a shrimp cocktail without the cocktail sauce, without the other stuff they put in it.
Butter.
And yeah, we said, hey, could we just get some melted butter with it? Sure, no problem.
Absolutely.
So they gave us a little ramekin of hot butter that we could dip our shrimp in, so you get a little bit more fat from that. Then we could pour it over our steak because some of the steaks are fairly lean, like flank steak.
Yeah, it wasn't bad.
There's not much fat to it, so we just pour that butter over our steaks. Or if we didn't have the butter, they have the little pats of butter on the table. So
Steak.
put that on your steak and staying happy and healthy. And it's been beautiful. Now you have had a lot of interactions with head waiters and chefs and sous chefs and everything else.
I have.
So why don't you tell us about that?
Okay, so the first interaction was at the buffet, and I was going around. It was lunchtime, and I was really hungry, and I really wanted something different. And they had a nice big mahi fillet, and so I asked them. It was pan fried, so I was like, okay, how did you make this? Well, obviously they made it with oils and stuff. So I said, can I get this made with butter? Is there any way? They called out a chef, and the chef came out. And I said, I was just wondering how this was made, and and if there's oil in it, can I get it with butter? And he goes, you want it with butter? I said, well, yeah, but it's okay. I can eat something else. I mean, there's plenty of
Yeah.
eat at the buffet, and I was like, I don't want to be, like a pain or anything like that. If it's too much, don't worry. No, I'll make it with butter, with a little lemon. Can you have lemon? I said, yeah, sure, lemon's fine, salt, pepper. He said, okay. He disappears. And like I'm waiting, they're getting ready to close the buffet. And I'm like, should I wait? Should I go? Should I wait? Should I go? He comes out with two huge um fillets of mahi with the butter on it. And then he gave me this like butter sauce that it was a sauce and I didn't know what it was. It looked like fancy.
Like, oh, what's in that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
steak and all that. And I was like, oh, what is that? He goes, butter and lemon sauce. I said, that's it? That's all it says? Yes. I was like, okay, great. Thank you so much. And of course, I was so full by that time. And so I ended up eating it in the room. I ate one. I couldn't eat both of them. I felt bad wasting, but I mean, I only asked for one. He came out with two.
Yeah.
And so the sauce that he had on was delicious.
Yeah.
I believe it. And then I saw him the next day. And he was like, "Oh, how was everything?" I was like, oh, "That's great. Thank you so much." So
Yeah. And our head waiter, he's in the main dining room at night, and other head waiters are in different places at different times. And he's like, okay, if you come in for breakfast in the main dining room, ask for this guy. He's your head waiter.
Yep.
I've communicated your needs to him, and they will take care of you, and they will get you exactly what you need.
yeah,
And he's like, if you come into the buffet for lunch, I'm in there. You talk to me, I'll get you exactly what you need. Yeah. And it's like these guys are bouncing all over the place. They're exchanging information. They're talking to their chefs, and they're meeting our needs. They're giving us
Yes.
exactly what we asked
they
for.
are they are catering to us,
They really are.
and I
And
feel like a pain sometimes, but and like Corey said earlier, and our head waiter Blair, he said that tonight that they just want us to be happy.
Yeah.
And if you're feeding us well and you're giving us what we want, it makes us happy. Which brings me to this next part.
you're gonna like this one, Christy. You're gonna like
Bye,
this.
Crispy.
On the fly. Yeah.
So last night I was talking to our waiter, and I was like, I am so glad that you guys are not bringing desserts to our table. This, that, the other. I was like, because I will eat them. Like it's been challenging at times because I'm thinking of it. Not that I've gone and grabbed it or anything like that. No, but it's on the mind. Like, oh, have some sugar, have some dessert.
Buffets,
So good.
full spread, all kinds of
Yeah.
chocolates and
Oh,
and
I was
cakes
selling
and puddings
pancakes
and
this morning and syrup. I'm like,
pancakes and
"Ugh."
waffles and everything else.
But-
All the stuff that you're not gonna eat and that you don't want to eat, but
right.
it's right there. And
Yeah, so I don't know where you went. He left. So we were talking about desserts, and he goes, well, why don't you give it dessert? I was like, oh, no, I can't do that, And he goes, well, no, ask them to make you something. And I was like, no, I was like, that's okay, because like again, they have to make it from scratch. We have to go and do this
Right.
whole thing. And he was like, why not ask? And I was like, really? So like we started talking a little bit about it, and then he was like, yeah, what can it hurt, And I was like, okay. So he called over the head waiter, and I, mentioned to the head waiter about what, the other waiter was saying,
Yeah.
and about having a dessert. And he was like, oh yeah, okay, like you stay here. I'm gonna get the chef. We're gonna bring the chef out.
Right.
And he brought the chef out. And so did you
And at
say
first
that?
we thought, well, maybe it can be something easy like Kiltz's ice cream or something. And then
I can't do
oh,
ice
sorry,
cream.
we don't make ice cream on board.
They can't.
Okay, well,
Right.
whipped cream and whatever, and it would be great,
So he comes out, and we were talking about desserts and stuff. And so I asked, I was telling him what we can and can't have. And he's like, okay. And I was like, look, it's not a big deal. It's okay. We don't need it, this, that, and the other. He goes, no, I'll make you something and I'll send it to your stateroom. And I'm like, no, I don't need dessert tonight. Like, it's okay. I was like, but we've got a few more nights. So, maybe, I was like, so, maybe just after dinner one night or something. And so, he was like, okay. So we go to dinner tonight, and, we're eating our dinner, and then we're getting ready, and they come out with a dessert, and like just for us, that was made
Yeah.
just for us, and I could not believe it. And it was like mousse without sugar,
Yeah.
and I think it had a
A
little bit of cream
little
cheese.
parfait
Yeah,
dish,
I have
and
a
it had some
picture.
kind
See
of
if I can
yeah,
pull up the picture.
had some kind of cream
Oh my
cheese mousse
God.
with cinnamon in it, and then it had this beautiful little swirl
Okay.
of whipped cream. Oh yeah, there you
Can you
go.
guys see that? Here, you can.
Let me put it up there so you can see. That was the dessert that we had tonight. So a little parfait type thing. It was cool, and it hit the spot. No sugar. It was probably just cream cheese and
Cream
heavy whipping cream
cheese,
and
egg.
cinnamon, maybe some egg,
Yeah.
and then
And so the waiter came over, and I was like, they're like, is it okay? I was like, no, I was talking, so I didn't want to eat and talk. And he's like, I ate, And he goes, I was like, this is delicious. Like it was really good. And the consistency of mousse,
oh yeah,
that like really helped my mental, everything. And
that's what happens when you got a professional chef making you dessert.
yes. So then the waiter was like, this right here, making the customers happy, because with the big smile on my face, like that made
Right.
their night, because we were so happy that we were able to eat a dessert and enjoy ourselves.
Yeah.
So they said that the chef tomorrow is going to make us a surprise.
Some
They won't tell us
surprise.
what
Yeah,
it
they won't
is.
tell us what it was.
But they did ask if we can have honey, and we said no,
Right.
no honey.
They asked us if we
So
could have honey, and they're like, "Well, that's an animal product." I'm like, "No, that's bee vomit." But
yeah, it is.
yeah, no,
Yeah. So I mean, just all of that, like they are really taking
they are.
very good care of us, and I can't ask for
Yeah.
anything more than that. It's been
If
phenomenal.
you can eat outside of your home at any restaurant,
It's harder to do that.
it's
Oh,
it's harder to do that. Uh-oh. No, stay. Uh-oh, I think
what happened?
I don't know. For some reason, it seems to
Yeah.
it blacked out on me. Hopefully, the connection is still good, guys. I don't know. We're at sea, so who knows what's going to happen here. Um, but where was I?
Listening.
Yeah. If, if you can eat,
They going out
if you
to
can
eat.
go out to eat at a restaurant on land and get something decent, there you should have absolutely no problem eating on a cruise ship because they want to cater to you
Yes, they do.
20 times more than any restaurant you find on land.
You just got to tell them.
You just got to tell them. You have to communicate. It is our jobs as people who eat differently from
Yep.
the rest of the world to communicate with those people that are making our food what we need. And if you can do that, and if you can communicate it effectively to them, you're going to have absolutely no problem getting good, nutritious food and staying healthy in this way of eating while you're on a cruise ship.
And
I don't care who tells you differently.
yeah, and just to add to that, I have more difficulties foraging on land than I
Absolutely.
have here. I have eaten better here than I can going anywhere else, and it's very discouraging going out.
Yeah,
Here,
it is.
they expect that, and they have everything at their fingertips also. So it makes it, I guess, a little easier. But
Right.
they're doing it for two people.
Yeah.
So
And I mean, they made that dessert for 2 people.
yeah, fresh,
Fresh. Just whipped it up. Boom, there
and
you
it was
go.
so good.
And yeah, I mean, it it just kind of checked that box of, oh, okay, I've had dessert, I've had my coffee and
Yeah,
dessert, even though there was no sugar or no sweetness to it. It just kind of hits that spot. It's like, oh, that's cool, Night 5 of our cruise and the first time that we've had something
that
even remotely resembling dessert. So,
I didn't think of it until the waiter said something to me last night.
all right.
So
So I'm going to stop here real quick and I got to share something with you guys. If you want to experience cruising as a carnivore, well,
you can.
you can. I'm going to show you right here. Let's see if I can get that up big. November of this year, we have a group cruise that is in the works. We're going to be going to all of those destinations that you see there aboard Holland America's New Amsterdam. Uh, we got a great package, great pricing, lots of neat stuff and places to go and things to see. And you get to hang out with other carnivores. So if you want to come to our meetup at sea, follow this information. Let me throw up a different banner here.
Those prices are good through June 13th.
Yep. These prices are good through June 13th.
It will change after.
If you're interested, please email Amy. Her contact information is on the screen, Amy at EECC Travels, and mention the Mountains to Sea Crew group cruise. That is our travel channel that all of the cool cruising content about this trip is going to be posted on starting in a week or so.
Okay.
But for now, we'd love to see you. Love to have you come along with us and see what cruising can really be like as a carnivore. Let's go back to this. And if you have not done so yet, please hit that subscribe button. I got to tell you, in the past week, our views have been in the toilet. We've been losing subscribers. Not entirely sure why. I've heard that YouTube sometimes just randomly unsubscribes you from channels. Obviously, they don't like us because we're not getting anything out there in the public anymore, and it's a little bit frustrating. But yeah.
To the comments in case.
Okay, let me check the comments here real
Yeah.
quick.
Okay.
Yeah, nothing going on.
All right.
So yeah, so hit that subscribe button. Make sure that you're subscribed. About 90% plus of the people that watch our videos are not subscribed to our channel, and give us a thumbs up, because that does let YouTube know that you're watching, that you're enjoying what you're watching, and that you like what we're putting out. What else? Let's see.
And we're going to continue to learn and share that knowledge with you as well.
Right. And if you're not in the live stream, if you're watching a replay, please leave some comments down below for us so that we know that you're watching this. If you got any questions, let us know what those questions are. We'll be happy to answer them as best we can. But we did want to bring this special live to you from on board Icon of the Seas and let you know that it is more than possible. You will be spoiled eating as a carnivore on a cruise ship.
I know I am.
Yeah. And to be honest with you, I think we get better service than the people that are just going into the main dining room and ordering off the menu. Because our food is made fresh to order just for us.
Yeah.
Whereas everybody else in the main dining room, they're getting a plate off of a rack that says,
Right.
okay, this contains this menu item for tonight. So
Right.
ours is made fresh, it's fast, comes right out to us. We sit down, they're putting plates of food in
Yeah.
front of us because
Starts out with cheese.
yeah, they start out with
Finish
cheese,
with
which is
shrimp.
like the dessert option, and then they put our shrimp out with the butter. And as soon as they take those plates out away, they're putting the steak down in front of us. We're eating, we're done, and under an hour, and everything's hot and fresh, and we can move out from there. So anyway,
I've got one more thing.
yes,
So tomorrow is shrimp and lobster tail, Maine
yep,
lobster tail, and New York strip, right?
yep. So we're
That's
having surf and turf tomorrow.
yes, that's what's for dinner tomorrow. And
Absolutely.
just
Oh, another comment. Christy says, have fun, guys. I'll see you soon. I'm going to lie myself in a bit. All right,
okay.
Christy.
Check out Christy's channel.
Absolutely. Check
if
out
you haven't
Christy.
already.
Thanks for joining us tonight, Christy, and everybody else. Remember, stay strong, stay motivated, and eat meat. See you guys next week.
Bye.